right, good morning. Today is Wednesday, February 25th, 2026. This is a special meeting of the Board of Selectmen. It is a rescheduled meeting from yesterday's meeting due to the weather. The first item is the review and approval of our agenda. Can't really do anything to the agenda, but if I could get a motion to approve the agenda.
So moved.
Second.
It's unanimous. Thank you. And we have our minutes from the regularly scheduled meeting on January 27th and February 10th. Are there any additions or corrections to the January 27th minutes?
None here.
None.
Okay, if I could get a motion to approve the January 27th minutes.
So moved.
Second.
It's unanimous. And then our February 10th meeting minutes. Any additions or corrections?
None here.
None.
Okay, if I could get a motion to approve the February 10th minutes.
So moved.
Second.
It's unanimous. Public comments. Members of the public are welcome to provide comments to the Board of Selectmen on agenda topics scheduled for review and or vote. Comments submitted electronically should be sent to the following email address: bosdistribution@newcanaanct.gov. Anyone wishing to address the board? Seeing none, moving on to New Canaan Police Department travel requests.
Good morning. Making two travel requests this morning. First is for Lieutenant Milligan to attend the Roger Williams Command Training Series mid-management course. He'll be traveling from April 12th through the 17th. The course is April 13th to 18th, but he'll be traveling those days. Not to exceed $2,500 for course registration, hotel, and meals.
Okay. Anyone have any questions? Well, why don't you tell us what this med-management course is?
It's a lieutenant's level course for supervisors. It covers a broad topic. We traditionally send any lieutenants to this. It's a good regional course that's offered. Unfortunately, there's nothing really offered within the state that level of training.
Okay. So how many lieutenants do we have? Five. And of those, how many have taken this?
I think at least we sent Lieutenant Payne a few months ago, probably within the last 6 months.
Okay.
And I think we have a few more that need to go.
So do you see them all going this year? Or are you going to
No, I think it's only offered a couple times a year. So
okay.
we probably wouldn't, maybe one more at the end of the year,
okay.
but I don't see one.
Okay. Any other questions?
And yeah, Chief, this is all built into your budget, right? This was always planned that they would go.
Yeah, this is well within our training budget. Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. All right. So if there are no other questions, if I could get a motion to approve travel request for Lieutenant John Milligan to travel to Bristol, Rhode Island from April 12th through 2026 through April 17th, 2026 at a cost not to exceed $2,500 in order to attend the Roger Williams Command Training Series mid-management course.
So moved.
Second.
It's unanimous. And then just want to see something though. Oh, different. This must be different. Okay. And then the second one is?
Second one is for myself, Deputy Chief Walsh, and Captain Ferenga to attend the Connecticut chapter of the FBI National Academy Associates Regional Command College course at Foxwoods, March 23rd to the 25th, not to exceed $3,090.
Okay. Any questions?
Yeah, can you just give us a little more flavor on this? And all three of you are going.
Yeah.
Just
so
a couple days shorter than the other one. Yeah.
Yeah, it is within Connecticut, so we could respond back if there's any emergencies. It's not more than an hour and a half, 2 hours away. This is covering crisis incident management at the command level, crisis management, incident management, and command level leadership training. They offer it once a year. We didn't attend last year because Captain Frank and Deputy Chief Walsh went to the International Association of Chiefs of Police conference. So we we chose not to attend this one last year, but we feel it's important to attend this year.
So how do you,
Is it?
oh,
Sorry,
go ahead.
but yeah, is it
I just-
so the 23rd to the 25th? Is it 23rd, 24th, 25th? How many days is it that you'll be up there? And
It's 3 days of training. We're going to go up Monday morning, and then it concludes Wednesday.
okay.
And my only question is, so when the three of you are away, I know it's in state, but it's probably almost 2 hours away. So how do you manage sort of the, is it the captain?
It would likely default to Lieutenant DeFelice. He's our investigative lieutenant commander, and he works our scene schedule. So he would handle anything that came up immediately, and then we would obviously respond quickly.
Mm-hmm. What do they cover? Is it just a broad, it's done by the FBI obviously, but is there any focus, or is it just a different breakout?
This is command leadership for critical incidents, which aligns with our annual goals this year. We want to focus more on crisis management, incident management. We're focusing on more local training with our partners at the ambulance and the fire department to how to respond to critical incidents, how to not only neutralize any threats, which we train at and we're pretty good at, but now it's the secondary care. How do we treat and administer care to people that are injured or wounded, and how do we get them out, and how do we work with our partners in the ambulance and the fire department?
Great, very worthwhile.
Especially given where we were the last couple of days.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, from a value perspective, I mean, it's $1,000 a head, so it's really not too bad for a 3-day conference. So yeah, good. All right.
All right. Any other questions? If not, if I could get a motion to approve the travel request for Chief Steve Federico, Deputy Chief Walsh, and Captain Ferenga to attend the Connecticut chapter FBI National Academy Associates 4th Annual Regional Command College at Foxwoods Resorts from March 23rd, 2026 through March 25th, 2026 at a cost not to exceed $3,090.
So moved.
Okay.
It's unanimous. Thank you. All right.
Another John, sorry. Chief. You all know John Howe, and hopefully you all know Imad Aziz. Imad
Yes.
with Apple Cart Food Company, who's been providing food at Mead Park and at the pool and other places for many, many years. John and I have been working with Imad for the last 3, 4, 5 months, maybe even.
Yeah.
Imad has decided to expand his business sort of composition, if you will, and he's partnered with some gentlemen in the food business that he's been working with, and he would like to make them part of Apple Cart, now being Apple Cart by Pelicano. Imad currently has a lease that was signed in 2022. He's in the second year of being able to sign an extension, a 5-year extension. And in working with Doug Lamonte at Birch and Moses, he basically said that we needed to make a first amendment to the existing lease to allow for the Apple Cart company to become Apple Cart Pelicano LLC. You'll see the description in the agenda. And what am I missing? And if anybody wants to add.
Basically, we're looking forward to keeping the same quality of food.
We met with them. We went
Yeah.
up and met with them.
Yeah,
You did a taste testing.
a little bit. Yeah, no, we
insisted on that.
I've already looked at the part of the lease requires that we get a preview of the 2026 menu, which is pretty much the same as it's always been. And
Oh, so there hasn't been any modifications to the menu. It's the same menu,
Very
but
few, as we always do every year, new items coming in, but the basics are there as always been.
Imad will be there on site, to get them up and running and advise them. We were very impressed. The food is good. There's one of the gentlemen who will be our sort of designated representative here has been running food trucks, so he understands the nature of feed them fast and furious and all of that. So we're just looking for this lease assignment approval.
any questions?
I mean, obviously, Ahmad, you have become synonymous with the town and Mead Park and the pool, and we thank you for everything you've done to keep us at the level we have. And whenever I see a transition like this, I'm always concerned that, how involved will you be as, sort of the day-to-day stuff? Are you just sort of an oversight now, or how do you?
I am going to be involved to start the whole operation from the get-go. I'm going to be there for as long as needed to make sure the transition is done as smoothly as possible. I am consulting. I'm involved with the new organization as a consultant for as long as need.
Okay. All right, good.
As long as needed.
And, when we have a lease, a 5-year lease, what are I haven't, gotten into the weeds here on the lease, but like if we're not satisfied, what is our?
Yeah, it's the same that's been in there, but basically, according to Doug Lamonte, we have just cause, which is pretty much anything that we decide it's not going well, we can decide to pull back.
Okay, good. Is there any notice needed, or, any 60 days or something?
Let's see. It's in the current lease, which I have here. Hold on.
Notice period.
Let's see. Here. Looking at it the other day, and of course I didn't have my marked up copy.
It's expired.
Termination. If the town is not satisfied with the performance of Apple Cart in operating the concession, the town may terminate the lease for just cause upon approval by the Board of Selectmen and delivery of notice by the town to Apple Cart. Termination by the town pursuant to this section during any open season shall not entitle Apple Cart to refund of any payment of rent made by Apple Cart with respect to the open season. So
It doesn't say the time though.
It doesn't.
So it's immediate, effect immediate?
Sounds like it to me.
That's how it's been since I've been there, and
Yeah.
it's never been a problem. I
Okay.
don't anticipate it to be a problem.
Okay.
I mean, I'm obviously, we're 100% on board with the whole thing. I just want to, we due diligence. We got to know how, just in case. So, but like I said earlier, Ahmad, you've done an amazing job, and it's everybody knows you. Everybody knows your, the quality that you've delivered over the years. So, we're hoping that we can continue to get that kind of.
That's exactly what I'm out to do, setting these guys up to understand the standards and the expectations. And it's a small town, it's a small community, and they do seem to understand that. And I wouldn't have brought them up as a recommendation if I didn't have 100% faith they can continue, if not improve on what we've done over the years.
That's a pretty high bar. That's
Yes.
a statement.
They heard that loud and clear from us too,
Yeah.
when
Yeah.
John and I met with them, that was our biggest concern.
I know that falafel sandwich is pretty good.
That's staying on the menu, absolutely, no doubt about it.
All right. Any other questions? If not, if I could get a motion to approve a first amendment to an existing lease between the town of New Canaan. The amendment is to the town of New Canaan and Apple Cart, because the lease is between that town of New Canaan and Apple Cart, not Apple Cart.
I'm sorry, approval.
So the original, because we're not amending, this is amendment to the lease.
Existing lease.
So the existing lease is also being amended to have the new name? Okay, I don't see that in the.
According to Doug, he said it's just a lease assignment is the.
Right, no, I know what this is. I'm saying the original lease is not changing the name, or is it? Because this is an amendment, so the amendment is to.
It's just
amendment to the original lease.
it's wording in the
The wording
beginning.
in the thing is.
Oh,
This
in
should
the
not say
agenda.
In the motion is wrong. I'm trying to correct the motion, not the actual lease. Sorry.
Sorry.
I'm a little anal about stuff like this. I did at one point want to be a
Original
lawyer.
lease, yep.
Okay, so the approval of the First Amendment to an existing lease between the town of New Canaan and Apple Cart, is it LLC? That was on the original lease?
Card, yep.
Food Company LLC.
Food Company LLC. So we need to amend,
Apple Cart Food Company LLC.
okay, Apple Cart Food Company LLC, and as a sign,
As a signee. So that's the point. Apple Cart
Oh.
Pelicano is the assignee.
but it's not an existing lease then.
No.
So you're just approving a First Amendment to the lease.
Okay.
So it's not an existing lease. It's a approval of a First Amendment to a lease between the town of New Canaan and Apple Cart Pelicano LLC as a signee of Apple Cart Food Company LLC, and to exercise a 5-year period extension as provided by previously approved lease for a term beginning January 1, 2027 and ending December 31st, 2027. The lease allows for operator of food concessions at Mead Park and Waveney Pool. So we'll just get rid of the and existing.
Okay.
To a lease.
So moved.
Just a question, is the date, is it January 1, 2027? Because it's for this year, right? So,
No,
What, is it 1 year
Your
or?
lease extension,
I am still running until the end of this year,
correct?
and we have a
Okay.
5-year option
Right, next year.
Yes, at the end of this year.
okay, so you're running it through this year and this is for the following year. Okay.
This,
When is Pelicano taking over? This summer? Okay, so then
So
it's got to be
right here.
2026.
6, yeah.
the lease extension starts in 2027 for 5 years.
Right.
Has
Right.
the,
So,
has
but
the
how
option
do
to.
we, okay, how do we approve this? Because
Yeah.
you have a different operator in there now. I mean, it's the same operator, but it's a different entity. So we have to include the legal entity in this period. That's not the extension. So
So if you took out the extension just now, and let's just said we were dealing with another
Right.
year, it would be that we were assigning over the name from Apple Cart Food to Apple Cart by Pelicano. The second part of the approval is to extend that lease, which
we actually need two parts to this approval. You have to allow Apple Cart Pelicano.
yeah, and that's why it says and to exercise. So there are two approvals here.
Okay.
The first is the
So-
lease assignment and to exercise a 1 5 year. So he's looking for. approval.
Okay.
And Tucker, you said earlier, Nick has looked at this and he.
Doug Lamonte drew it. up.
Doug did.
Yeah,
sorry.
yeah, we've been back and forth.
Okay.
All right.
We good?
So yes,
Oh,
the item calls for both approvals.
all right. So I have to second. I think you moved it, Steve, and I'll second. Right?
Yeah, and
Okay.
it runs through July, the 5-year runs through July 31st of 2031. Just-
Sorry.
On page,
Yeah. But we're only
Page
doing a
2.
1-year extension.
So
That's
we're
when
doing 1 year
the
now.
rent's due.
Yeah.
This is just a 5-year period extension. So you'll have to come back after 2027 or before December 31st, 2027 to extend it. Because this
it's
says, and
actually-
to exercise a 5-year period extension.
I think the main reason that's in there is there's been a 5-year extension in the lease. Anyways, we're at the last year of the last 5-year extension.
Okay,
in
so you'll have to come
26.
back for the new 5-year or whatever, or extend that 5. No, once we've
We have
approved
to
the
once-
vendor.
Because that's all in the
So
amendment
once we
to the lease.
approve the vendor, then the extension periods don't have to come back to the Board of Select.
We haven't in the past.
Right. Okay.
Because it's in the
These
lease.
are lease.
And the lease has a normal escalator in it, it looks
Yep,
like, which is.
And the same escalation went forward with the next 5 years.
Okay. Is that clear as mud as well? Okay. All right.
So we had a
So
motion, we
we've
had
got a motion, a
second.
second, and I, I'm all in favor, I'm adding, so it's.
Aye. as well.
Aye.
Aye.
Thank you.
All right.
Thank you very much. Have a good day.
Purchase order increase, Chief Bassett.
Morning.
Good morning.
Okay. Go ahead.
Good morning, Fire Department. There's 2 requests. First, to increase our FY26 Gowan night purchase order not to exceed $95,000 for repairs and maintenance on fire apparatus.
Is this for a specific fire apparatus or is this?
It's a couple of them. So they did work on the tanker and currently doing work on engine 1 from an incident back in June where it had body damage. So so those 2 pieces of apparatus is what they're working on. It's tanker and engine 1 right now.
All right.
Was the one with the body damage, is that the one that was it out of service at one point or is it just damaged?
It was limited service. We couldn't open one compartment. So that was stuck shut. and we didn't want to take the door off until we went to service. So it was limited response. It did everything except open that first compartment, which is to access the generator. We couldn't access the generator during that time.
Got it. Thank you.
All right.
Are we going to do one at a time or?
Yeah. Do you have any questions, Amy?
No.
Okay. So if not, if I could get a motion to approve a request from the fire chief to increase a previously approved purchase order with Gowan and Knight in an amount not to exceed $95,000.
So moved.
Second.
It's unanimous.
Thank you.
Uh,
And our second one is to open a FY26 purchase order for MES fire equipment not to exceed $440,000 for the purchase of our self-contained breathing apparatus. This is our SCBA. It was quoted from the Sourcewell contract. There are I included the quote, but there's going to be additional funds for marking our cylinders that didn't make this quote, and they have not gotten the updated price on that. It's about $60 a cylinder, and then for shipping and getting the equipment to us. And the only thing we already have a PO open with MES, so the PO would, between the two POs, it would come to $455,000 with the one vendor. So I don't know how to.
so the marking and things like that would be handled under the existing PO that you have open with MES, or are you going to need to come back?
No, if everything will be done under this SCBA PO once we open it. So it's the 440 would cover the cylinders, also marking of the cylinders.
Oh, and the markings
Yeah.
too. I'm confused.
I just didn't have the updated quote. So the quote is for $427, but at $60 a cylinder plus shipping, $440 should cover the everything for the purchase of the SCBA.
So it's a brand complete new system, I guess, right?
Yes. So it's a complete, it's still the same brand that we're using now.
Yeah.
We went to a higher pressure. So a higher pressure, higher operating pressure. So everything's going to get replaced.
Where does that machine live at the house? Is it?
Well, these are the air pack on our backs. So every seat in the fire truck has an air pack, and then there's 4 spares that are that we have in the closet for out of service time. And then the compressor, which we already have, can still fill them. So with the higher pressure.
So how long do these last? I mean, so we're buying 38 of these, is that correct? 38?
Correct. Yep.
And it's almost, I don't want to say $500,000, but it's pretty close. And how long do these last?
15 to 20 years. Ours are 3/4 of ours are at 19 years now, with the other quarter of them came in 2012. So they're at 15, going on 15.
Okay.
So it's a 15 to 20 year purchase.
Can I just ask in the future, especially with something this big, if you could send the quote with, I just have the memo.
Oh, it should have. Yeah, it should have.
I don't see it. Is it on the tablet?
If you scroll down a little bit,
Scroll down.
keep scrolling.
It's like page 11 has the invoice.
Oh, maybe
They put the invoices on
let's
there.
see. Hold on.
It's after all the gallons and night work that's going to be done.
Oh, okay. You know what? It is in there. Sorry.
No
I just
problem.
didn't scroll far enough. Okay. Thank you. Okay. My God.
So we have 38 of these. We have our full-time fire department is staffed at, what's the staffing on that? So this is extras for volunteers and stuff?
Yeah, so this is for there's 6 on duty, and then every apparatus that has a riding position would be assigned an air pack. So that's
so it goes to the equipment. It's sitting on the
Yeah,
equipment. That generates it, not the individual. Okay.
correct.
All right. Thank you.
And Chief, each one of those tanks. So you would pull a backpack off, go to your compressor, fill the tank, make sure that and it's a regular maintenance that you guys do to make sure those are all. Are there gauges on each one of those?
Oh, yeah, each cylinder has a gauge on it, and they get checked on a daily basis. So every day a little bit of air goes away.
Yeah.
probably once a week, they're topping off each cylinder, to bring it back to, these are going to be 5,500 pounds.
Yeah.
So that's a regular maintenance thing. When you're operating on a incident, once the cylinder's depleted, comes off, then there's double the amount of cylinders because that second cylinder becomes on your SCBA now, and the person could go back to work.
And is that compressor, that's a then mobile compressor at the scene?
No, ours is at the firehouse. So yeah, ours is a stationary compressor.
And so if you had a big incident, you'd have to figure out, well, you probably have mutual aid.
If we needed to fill on scene, then we could, we could bring in, there's a couple mobile systems in the county that we have access to, but with the amount of spares, and then we could shuttle back to the firehouse also. So usually it's 2 cylinders per firefighter is most of the, incidents. So that's what you're figuring on.
So I just have a question about, so you were telling me, so we have these cylinders that are 427, 428 really. And then you need some other $60 item that.
Right, which didn't make it on here. We want to put the New Canaan Fire Department
logo
identifier, not so much the logo, just an identifier. So when our members go to the fire academy, they go to Fire 1 class, we make sure we get our cylinders back. That's, and we're not supposed to paint them. We're not supposed to put marker on them. So that's, if we can do them new.
In that white spray paint that I used to see.
No good.
Not working
not with
anymore.
these are, the technology and these are so good.
Just like a label somehow? Or?
Yeah, when they wrap them, they'll put a label in there and then the cylinder gets wrapped. So it's inside the wrap.
So my only question is, so you were saying that there's an existing PO that's out there with MES that has some left. And then this is going to give you probably another, I figured another 3,800 for those markings if I just did $100. So do you have more MES stuff that you need to buy for the end of the year? I'm just saying you have a lot of flexibility even.
We had a $15,000 PO open they do our maintenance on our extrication tools. Right. And about half of that is spent, but right now the approval was for 15,000 for MES. That's why I just wanted that we're asking for the 440 and leaving the remaining of the 15,000 open.
You'll have about 20 left. I mean, a little over 20 if you don't,
Yeah, I don't expect to spend that much with MES. They're just, I don't want to call it nickel and dime, but it's small repairs that they're making now on different items. So that's what that PO is open for.
Okay. All right. Any other questions?
Quick question. What happens with the old tanks?
We haven't, these are probably so old, we can't get anything for them. So we could probably keep them. We could donate them or just have MES dispose of them. The cylinders, no one's really using that pressure anymore. That's 4,500. So, but if we do have a department that's still using them, we can always donate those. John Howe's department donated us cylinders about 4 years ago. So we were using his cylinders. So we can, pay it forward with somebody else with the cylinders that are still good, for another 4 or 5 years that we still have cylinders operating. The packs are just probably not worth the fixing anymore.
Okay, thank you.
It's one of these things that's near and dear to me only because when I first got on the council, we had a big discussion about, how many tanks we should have and this and that. This is, years and years and years ago. And I always remember thinking to myself, I would cut anything in the budget. So if I was going to run into a burning building, I had a tank on my back that worked. So, you had me at hello with this because to me, this is a pretty big deal. So I don't know. And it's a lot of money, but
the downside, we tried for 2 years for the assistance to firefighters grant and we were just not successful. That was our hope going in, I'll say. I don't want to say plan, but that was the hope, and we didn't get it. So we have to make the purchase for the full amount.
And we budgeted for this too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Yes. And they did, the firefighters did an evaluation of 3 different brands. So 3 different SCBA brands. We evaluated the unit itself, and we looked at what training would have to happen if we went with different ones. Again, this is the one that we currently have. We're just really changing the pressure and some small things. So training will be a very small impact for us on this one.
Good.
And then all our mutual aid partners are running the same unit, which makes it easy too.
I know Amy just asked the question and I was thinking about something else. How many years did you say these last?
15 to 20.
All right, any other questions?
Nope.
If I could get a motion to approve a request from the fire chief for FY 26 purchase order with MES equipment in an amount not to exceed $440,000.
So
Second.
It's unanimous.
You?
Bye. Ryan, oh, John, Ryan's a little busy.
Plowing sidewalks
I was
right
gonna
this
say,
minute.
he's a little busy today.
actually, hey, before Albie goes, hey, Albie,
Albie,
is there anything the town should know about clearing hydrants, given all the snow that's out there? I mean,
We sent out, I did an Everbridge. Sorry.
if anybody didn't see that.
Yes, we sent an Everbridge out yesterday that if the public can assist us in clearing a hydrant 3 feet on all sides of it, if they have one on their property or in their neighborhood, if anyone has, is unable to shovel and it's, really buried, they could call us, but we have a schedule that we're doing all week that we're clearing.
Okay.
All right.
there was a secondary notification that went out about clearing vents as well.
Yes, yep, all your dryer vents, furnace vents, everything else, so you don't have carbon monoxide issues.
For every fire hydrant they clean, they get a free hot dog on Memorial Day.
I'm in on that. I second that motion.
Thank you.
All right, John, thank you. John.
Okay, so the first thing is a purchase of a Toro Groundsmaster. Parks Department looks to replace an existing one. It's almost 10 years old. The purchase is under the Sourcewell contract, and we do have a 2% trade-in because we needed to trade in 2 different pieces of equipment. The existing 10-foot mower, which is a replacement, but also an old baseball machine. So similar to a bunker machine. They're used on things that we have not used in about 5 years. So the extra $1,000 allowed us to be right here in line. So the only reason we have a contingency of 2% in there, we're worried about the potential of the trade-in value going down since it's about a year out for the purchase.
Okay. Any questions?
Hey, John, how long's this baby last?
It's going to last another 10 years. It does a lot of mowing in those 10 years.
All righty, thank you.
Okay. All right, and it's the right color. So. If I could get a motion to approve a request from the Parks Department to enter into a contract with Turf Products LLC in the amount of $90,535.72, plus a contingency of $1,800 for a total cost of $92,335.72 for the purchase of a Toro Groundmaster 4100D. The price reflects 2 trade-in pieces of equipment.
So moved.
Second.
It's unanimous.
Thank you.
And then
Then-
tractor equipment.
Yep, the next one is to finish off the purchase of the tractor with accessories in the budget. This is a rear mount PTO driven mower, flail mower
Okay,
that
don't say PTO. What does that mean?
take off.
Other effect. Amy, did you know what PTO meant?
I
know.
paid time off, I thought, so.
I was like, what? I feel like I'm back in my
Okay,
board.
so on the back of a tractor, there's a shaft that comes out
Okay.
and that runs rear mount implements. There's also front power takeoff equipment, but in this case, that will be run off the back. This mower will be used for the large field areas such as Waveney for the 4th of July fireworks, Irwin Park, which now they're looking to have that mown more than once a year. And with it being an 8-foot wide and being able to be used on our existing tractor, it's a great addition. It does fall under state contract pricing, and we hope to have delivery in a couple months.
Any
So-
question?
So John, given the fact that it's behind this tractor, I mean, this is a limited kind of mowing you would do. It's not, doesn't make any sense to be running that tractor up and down an open field, right? These are angled mows or something, right? I mean, it isn't this big tractor You're not gonna, we won't see that being pulled like across big fields. You have a huge mower for that, don't you? Or
This will be used for the high cut fields,
Yeah, exactly.
like for the 4th of July. No, 8 foot wide, that's a good size. We do have a 16 foot, actually 2 16-foot wide mowers,
Yeah.
but they cannot go through the deep grass.
so this is like the really high stuff.
Really high stuff. You'd see a similar one like the state uses them on roadside mowing.
Yeah.
And
Well, I picture like an angled cut, but I guess the high stuff too. But
no,
yeah.
this
All
goes right behind. And being a flail mower, if you come across a rock or anything else like that, it doesn't just ruin the blades.
Yeah.
So it's better job for the rough cut stuff.
All right, any other
That's it.
questions? All right.
No, I'm not gonna ask what a flail mower is, but we'll
I know, I
just
just-
we're gonna assume it works for the high cuts. Okay. So,
We'll be glad to show you.
I can't wait.
All right, so if I could get a motion to approve a request from the Parks Department to enter into a contract with Contractor Equipment in the amount of $14,219 for the purchase of an Alamo flail mower.
So moved.
Second.
It's unanimous.
Thank you.
Okay,
The last item is to replace the carpet on the stairs at Waveney House. It probably needed to be done a couple of years ago. It shows a lot of wear, but we didn't want to wait until after the elevator's in. And the reason we're looking for approval right now to purchase the carpet is so that we can have it basically in stock, ready to go the day the elevator's done. So we're also would be replacing the little section of carpet that we call the bandstand. Used to be an elevated section, just so that it matches the same thing. I meant to come with samples, which I know a few people have seen. The picture in the thing shows it being quite dark. It's a lot lighter than that, but unfortunately with the weather, I did not get the sample.
that's right, and there's more color variation too.
Yes, so
So, John, does it match does it coordinate with the carpet that you put down in the hallway? We had to do that on the second floor, the tighter pile for ADA compliance. Is it? I mean,
yeah, I'm gonna
kind of coordinates with
say
that.
it doesn't exactly match that. It's a different
Coordinates it.
carpet than that, but
Oh.
it coordinates with that. And also,
Okay.
with the elevator going in, it's fairly light so that it won't have the area dark. The whole hallway dark, even though we're replacing the light and everything, we wanted to give it a bright look. So
Yeah, but it can handle it can handle the foot traffic and it's
exactly.
high
That's one of
enough
the
quality
reasons
for that.
why.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yep.
How long has the existing carpet been there? Any idea?
About 10 to 12 years.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty good. My
It's-
stairs don't last that long.
Very good. And it shows where all the edges are completely worn out now. We would have liked to have done it 2 years ago. It just doesn't make sense before all the contractors.
Yeah, and that bandstand really needs it.
Has that
Badly.
bandstand been carpeted before?
It's always been carpeted. Actually, it was lowered for ADA requirements a couple of years ago, and the carpet was replaced. It's on there. But since they match now, we just like it to continue to match.
And John, I know this is more Tigers than yours, but the elevator is moving along well, and it's going to be ready to go at the end of the first quarter, as far as you know.
Yes, we have weekly meetings on the elevator. They are out working. Of course, they missed Monday. I don't know why, but today they're actually painting the steel that goes
Oh.
around the elevator. So
I
Okay.
have to make it over there for that.
Yeah, same. Mhm.
yeah, they're still working. They're moving along.
Yeah.
I'll be happy when it's done. Until then,
A lot of banging.
the noise doesn't bother me at all. That shows that they're working. So.
All right.
Okay,
any other
excellent.
questions? All right, if I could get a motion to approve a request from the Parks and Recreation Department to enter into a contract with Palace Oriental Rug of Wilton in the amount of $12,716 for the removal and installation of carpeting at Waveney House.
So moved.
Second.
Unanimous.
Oh, she's not coming.
Juneteenth. Susan Borst is on Zoom. Hopefully, I just saw her come on. The organizers of the Juneteenth celebration have met with John and I and asked to move the event past few years, I believe it's been over at the New Canaan Museum and Historical Society, and they asked to move it over to Waveney. As I say, John and I met with Fatu Niang, went through it all with her, and obviously one of the steps is to get approval from you all for them to sell food and beverages during the event on Juneteenth at Waveney.
And then have they gone through Parks and Rec as well?
They have,
Okay,
and
good.
they, special events will be taking it up at our next meeting.
Great.
In terms of all the logistics. John and I went through it with her, making sure she knew that she needs to get a policeman and all of that. So we
Porta
think she-
potties,
or-
et cetera, did
where they
food
should be located.
inspections.
Yeah.
everything.
And how many trucks are we talking about for the event?
She said she had 5 at the last event, so I think we'd like to sort of cap it at that.
So 5 trucks.
Yeah, and maybe it's 5 or 6. We're, hi, I'm Susan Borst.
Hi,
Hello,
Susan.
everyone. Yeah, it'll be 5 or 6. We've had experience with all of these food trucks at prior years, so we know them and have all the New Canaan Health Department permits and proof of insurance, et cetera, will be submitted to the town, obviously.
Any other questions? All right, if not, if I could get a motion to approve a request from the organizers of Juneteenth to allow food and beverage vendors to sell products during their event to be held in Waveney Park on June 19th, 2026.
So moved.
Thank you.
Second.
Thank you.
All
Thank
right,
you, Susan.
thank you.
Thank you very much.
All right, promotions and full-time employee.
Good morning,
Good
Amy
morning.
Pitt for Human Resources. We have 3 things on the agenda this morning. The first is Rose Arduini going into the senior accountant position. Rose began working for the town in September of 2022 as a staff accountant. She's performed those duties for 3.5 years at a high level. She has a degree in accounting and she's also a CPA. The senior accountant position is available. We had 2 internal applications. She's actually been helping to perform some of the duties in that position due to a vacancy. And we feel she's ready to take on that role and will continue to be a valuable asset to finance.
Okay, yeah, I know. I was like, wait, where did Ann go?
Yeah.
And why don't you come up?
Yeah.
This is in your department.
I said nice things.
Yeah, no, we're very excited for Rose to be in this position. As I don't know if Mimi mentioned, she is a CPA in her previous life before she left to raise her daughter. So it's great to have that asset in the office. It's very good. So I'm very happy.
Let me just,
I love to hear internal promotions. That's always great to hear
Yes, it is.
for our
Good.
people.
Great asset.
Yeah. So why don't we just go one at a time? And if I could get a motion to approve a request from the Human Resources Director to have Rose Arduini promoted to Senior Accountant Finance Department.
So moved.
Second.
It's unanimous, okay?
So Mimi, before we leave that, do we have to backfill her position? How does that work?
Yeah.
We are going to, we just haven't,
Put that out there.
one step at a time.
Okay,
Yeah.
got it.
But we will. So the second position is Tim Blakeman. Tim was hired as the residential assistant building inspector in April of 2025. He came to us with significant building and construction experience. He's fit in very well down there. He's worked on various applications in the building department over the last 10 months. And we would like to take him off probation, move him to full-time status as an assistant building official.
Any questions?
Nope.
If not, if I could get a motion to approve a request from the Human Resources Director to promote Tim Blakeman to Assistant Building Official Building Department.
So moved.
Second.
It's unanimous.
And last but not least, we would like to hire Judith Sigmund as a part-time assistant in the tax collector and assessor's office. We posted this job in January. We received 28 applications. We set up 8 interviews, which we completed 5. We had 3 second interviews. Sebi took them downstairs for a morning, each one of them, and showed them the ropes. Judith kind of rose to the top. She has extensive executive assistant experience. She currently works for a bank. This will be a part-time position, 17 to 19 hours a week, split between those two offices. We feel like she's a very good fit, and we're excited to have her join that team.
Any questions?
She looks like a good applicant.
All right. If I could get a motion to approve a request from the Human Resources Director to hire Judith Sigmund as administrative assistant to the Director of Assessment and Taxation.
So moved.
Second.
you.
Unanimous. Thank you. And then the last is is it an appointment to the Health and Human Services Commission? I don't know. I've met with Mark and Amy. I think you have as well.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I don't know if you got a chance to
I
talk
did
to him, but I do know that Barb Ackenbaum also met with him. So she's excited about his background. He's got a master in public health, so it's a good fit for Health and Human Services.
That's it's an impressive resume for sure.
Yep. Another example of, to quote Tout Lavieri, we couldn't pay for the volunteers we get. Just so skilled. So thanks, Mark.
All right. So if I could get a motion to approve the appointment of Mark Stuntz to the Health and Human Services Commission for a 3-year term ending December 1st, 2026.
So moved.
Second.
It's unanimous. Thank you. And then you should have on your tablets contracts under $10,000. Do you have any questions?
Hey, Deanna, quick question. For the Eastern Mechanical Services, the 10,000 line item, is that included in the PO approvals? I think it was last or 2 weeks we did for the emergency repairs, or is that in addition for the Playhouse?
You know what? Is Bill here? No, he's not here. I think this is the one that we approved, the emergency repairs.
Yeah,
I think this.
I thought it was a bigger
else.
number. I thought it was that the total cost was something.
Although
like
there just something
23,000.
else just came in, didn't it?
Yeah. So I just didn't know if this was an addition.
Secondary. You know what? This wasn't related to the flood. There was a secondary issue.
Okay.
There was a secondary issue that he that had after that. So I'm now that I think about it, it would be a secondary approval.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Do you know
some other Bill? Do you remember?
It was an additional issue we had over.
Yeah.
Okay.
I vaguely remember, and I can't remember now. But
That's right.
Yeah, it's an additional. I can find out though.
Yeah. Do you know, is that a repair? I know the repairs, we might get the insurance money back from the other ones. Is this one also?
It's $25,000 is our per incident. So this is going to be not. Yeah, we're going to have to.
All right. Thank you. All right. Thank you. Thanks.
Yep.
And then part of these, we're starting to see the impact of all this winter weather coming in here. So we got some snow removal in here, and but that's something tells me we'll have more.
Yeah, and
hey, did we get our salt on time?
Yeah. So you know what? This is probably a good time. I got to mention, Tiger, you can come on up, but I got a call yesterday. I said, didn't we just approve 400 tons? How much do we have left? And so Tiger, why don't you just as an can I do that? Actually, I can't do that. This is a special meeting. Okay. You know what? Why don't we wait until Selectmen comments and we'll do it then. Thank you. Sorry, special meeting. I have to stick to the agenda. And then, so tax overpayments. Any questions?
That's pretty straightforward.
Okay. If I could get a motion to approve the tax overpayments.
So moved.
Second.
It's unanimous. Okay. Now, Tiger, why don't we talk about the, it'll come before the Board of Selectmen, but I just got a call. So this was like an emergency purchase, and then it'll come to us, but as a preview.
So what, the Gateway Terminal in New Haven wasn't answering phone calls, nor was our Morton representative. Go figure. And then after multiple times, we had been told that we were going to be receiving an additional 300 tons of white salt from Morton.
On the mystery barge.
No, this is different. Mystery barge is the state contract.
So, yeah, there is a mystery barge out there that's we're still trying to figure that out. And then we had an additional 500 that we were going to be slated from the other barge. And then we got a call from Morton saying that due to demand, that they were going to only be able to provide us with 50 ton a day, possibly. So we can't go on a bet that you're going to give us 50 ton a day. Plus it takes us 80 ton for a run. So we wouldn't have been able to do the entire town. We had subsequently been in conversations with Chem Labs previously. And then during this time, asked them to lower their price. They were able to lower their price down to $117 a ton delivered from the 135 that we were at. It's still above what we would be paying for Morton, but a 200 ton run was about $6,000 extra. Money well spent. So we asked Deanna yesterday if we could release that. She said yes. And they said we will have it within 48 hours. So we called them again this morning saying, now that this event this morning was a little bit unplanned. We had planned on treating and then being done, basically burning it off, having no problems with the schools, no problems with anyone. We pre-treated, parks pre-treated, everyone was sitting and waiting. And then we got a lot of snow between 7 and 8 or 7 and 8:30, which totally threw everything off, which made us then have to go out and plow. So we had to plow it all off, which that stinks, and then reapply. So now we're basically down to nothing in the shed waiting for this 200 to come in. So the 48 hours that they told us about, I asked them to kind of jump at the 24. Looking at the weather, we should be good for the weekend from Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Originally there was something out there on Friday and Saturday, but now it's moved. But Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday look bad. 3 inches, 6 inches, 1 inch. So that's where we're at right now. So we're calling back to Gateway and Morton, neither which again is answering their calls. And we'll go forward. We might have to have another discussion again. We're going back to Chem Labs, asking them to see if they'll reduce their price even further for us, try to get down to what their bid price was at the time when it was all bid, and that was $90 a ton. So we can get them even closer to the 88 Delta. It'll be better. And then we were looking at other areas to save money in our budget so that these extra hits won't come to the taxpayer. They'll just be areas where we can make do between now and June 30 in this fiscal year to, save off that additional hit to the budget. And we think that there's room for us to move within our budget at present to help soften that blow. That's basically what we know right now.
Does it ever make sense, in the perfect world where you would, based on the pricing that goes through the roof during times? I know we have this salt shed. Is there a world where you could see us having a second backup salt shed where
it's a great question, because we've been looking at that since we've had this problem.
These increases would almost pay for it's not an expensive thing to do. I mean,
right. That's a great statement. So that's what we've been, once we ran into this problem a couple of weeks ago, or 4 weeks ago at the time, we started investigating whether or not we could put in a secondary shed for state has ones that's their spare, right? So they got spare sheds in Milford, they got spare sheds in Waterbury that they kind of fill and they sit there in case they need them, then they pull out of it. Same exact thing, which would get us closer. If we could get to something where we had 1,000 tons, we'd be at 2,600 tons stored. Our order is 3,000. We just went over the usage of 3,000 tons for the first time in about 6 years or more.
Right.
So we just broached that gap at like 3,050.
But it doesn't go bad.
It doesn't go bad, no. So it sits there. It's as long as it's covered, it's perfectly fine. You mix it and you move it around a little bit so it doesn't harden too much. But we are looking at that to try to find an area in the highway department to just basically put a tented area over it. The tent itself is about $11,000, and then mafia blocks, or those are the big cement concrete blocks. Sorry, I'll keep going back to the PTO comment. And then a couple of storage containers and putting it on top and using the storage containers as areas of storage, and then being able to put salt inside it. So we are looking at that because I don't want to go through this again. The other thing is that we're looking at when the bids come back out next year, either changing vendors. We've been with Morton for 20 years. We've never really had a problem, but this is unacceptable as far as I'm concerned. And everyone else is being able to answer the call except for Morton. So it's either to change vendors or look to go with two separate vendors, two purchase orders, so that we have a backup. So we don't get into this problem. So we already have a locked in price and we're not having to go into the market. Whereas we lock in a price early at their bid price, at maybe, not at be it a 3,000 ton total for the year, but 1,500 per vendor, and go from there. But that'll be an idea at the time when the bids come back in. We'll see the numbers and then we'll come to you with those thoughts. But those are the two things. Yes, we're looking at building this secondary shed to get us to the point where we don't have to worry. We have some municipalities have a shed that holds 7,000 tons. They don't use 7,000 in a year, so they are not worried at all. They'll fill it in June, July. When
how big is the shed on next to the gas station on exit 37 that you?
I don't know how big that's a standard barn that the state has. That's usually 4,500 ton or more. But if we get to the point of knocking down the two incinerator buildings and using that area, that barn is something similar to what we would be looking at to purchase or to build. Right now we can only hold 1,600, so we are forced to have to get orders. We're forced to have to go each year, so that puts us at a disadvantage.
So Tiger, we've been in a long dry stretch with snow, but you've been here during periods when we had lots of snow. How did we handle it previously?
Never had a problem before. Because we order early and often, like I said. So the moment that we start to take material out of the shed is the moment that we order. This is the first year where our order stands back to January 17th. We're a month and a half in, and they haven't fulfilled that order. So that's the problem, is that we've never had this issue. We've had times when you start to get a little nervous, but nothing to this point. Nothing where we're scraping the edges of the barn trying to get every last piece out. And I'm told that, well, what we have in the trucks is all we have. That's never happened. We've never been in that situation before. We've never been even close to that, mainly because they've been able to order. And I think one of the speculative things is that they had a football field sized area of salt that for years hadn't been used because we hadn't been doing it. So they weren't really putting it back in, because that's money sitting on the ground not being spent, right? So if they're bringing it in slowly and using up that pile, and then all of a sudden you get a bad winter and the pile's gone. So I think that was the issue too, is there was a combination. Everyone started saying, well, the winters are getting better and easier. Yep. And they had a lot of material sitting there that's money out the door that they're waiting to get paid for. So I think that was, it was a combination.
Can't wait to see what the bid prices are next year.
They had held steady for a very long time. Hopefully, they might spike again. Right now, they're making their money, so maybe it won't. Right? They're killing us right now. So,
but the size of this storm, though, in terms of the entire Northeast got hit with. Just think about how many people are looking for salt. It's just.
That's been the issue too, and it's also the fact that we were speaking of that before of you got to head down from Texas all the way through, so Nashville, areas that never needed salt. So that's the problem too, and I think some of that got diverted there because they were able to charge a higher price. So I think it was a combination of a lot of things, but we're working through it. Guys battled this morning. Parks did a nice job. Highway did a nice job. We got caught at that 1 hour window where it was really bad between 7 and 8. But driving in, I drove through Newtown, Reading, Wilton, and New Canaan, and it was white in Newtown with a little bit of sand. Reading was white and brown with sand. Wilton was a combination, and we were black. So I have to say that we were way better than our neighbors. And our neighbors are battling just like us, but it was a different type of drive all the way through those towns. So,
I on Monday, I was out, went to work, and I think I saw almost every single piece of equipment that we own at some point during the day. I mean, everybody was out there fighting, and it was, you know, it was all hands on deck.
We didn't have anything in the shed. Everything was out. Yeah.
It was it was really amazing to witness. So thank you, and thank all the guys for what they did. That was a big one. I think New York City said number 10 in history in Central Park or something. So it was a big one.
It was a big one. Yeah.
Yep.
Well, I just, please, you know, extend our thanks to the, you know, the highway guys, and, you know, I should have said it to John when he was here,
Yeah,
to the parks.
We'll let them all
guys.
know. Yeah.
Yeah,
We'll let them all
I
know.
mean, and I also just want to ask the community to be patient. You know, I think you guys have done an amazing job, but there's going to be a lot of, you know, things that normally get done quickly are going to take longer because there's just a lot more snow and it just doesn't let up right now. So people need to be patient, and, you know, we're doing the best we can, and the guys are working, you know, nonstop. It's been a long haul. So they're going to be so excited for summer this year.
All done. You know, the overtime is great until it's not great anymore.
Yeah.
I think that they're all done.
Yeah.
They're tired.
Yeah.
But I think they've done a fantastic job, you know, looking at everyone's battling hard, but we were open for school, you know, whereas other municipalities are still closed, you know, not because of what was going to happen this morning, but because of what happened, you know, in the previous storm. So they were still battling, getting out, but we were able to open up and get it all done. So that, you know, kudos to them.
Yeah, I saw guys that sat last night at 5:30 sanding, and the sidewalks around the schools were all done. And I mean, it was a ton of work. It was a ton of snow. So.
Right. And we'll keep hitting it throughout the week. Now, every morning, we're going to continue to hit the downtown and we have to open up a bunch of sight lines, open up some more parking spaces and some work in the downtown area, as well as other locations. So we'll just keep hitting it every morning in the downtown area, and then every day, you know, in the outlying areas, because we can go to the intersections during the middle of the day. We can only hit the downtown in the morning. So we'll kind of do exactly what we were doing before. And, our storage area is getting full of snow, but we'll be okay. You know, the DEP just allowed you to dump snow into the waters now, which is a new thing that wasn't allowed before. So you can actually put it into an open water. We won't do that here. We have enough room to store, but other municipalities are going to be doing that.
Yeah, it's the key is patience, because you said it earlier, and I mentioned before the meeting started that I've never seen a traffic line this morning from Farm Road to the library down South Avenue. It was bumper to bumper the whole way, but I witnessed at least 3 or 4 moments of complete patience. You know, moms letting plow trucks come out, people waving on pedestrians or whatever. I mean, everybody's got to take it easy. We're all in this together. So
exactly.
So it's not easy out there.
Yeah. I just want to echo my thanks as well. And remember, all of us are in our house just sitting still and letting the storm go through, and these guys are out working. So thanks so much.
Yeah. We'll let them know. Thanks.
Okay.
All right.
And with that, if I could get a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
It's unanimous. All right. Stay safe out there, everybody.